And all my gamers and NFT enthusiasts, the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast is hooked up with the Lightest Sphere Network to offer you something special. Go to the top line of the description box and click on the link to play a season preview of the game Finesse Shadow Warriors. It's brought to you by play.finesse.fun. Go to the top line of the description box if you're into NFTs and if you're into gaming. Go have nonstop fun. Tell me your boy Oga sent you. The link is at the top line of the description box. Play.finesse.fun. Go get it. Says nothing about it. But let's start with this Boosie thing, man. Let me play this clip. Then we got to talk about this because I think this is crazy.
Let's go.
Well, I feel like the situation with Terrence, I don't even know if that's true. Because I got people won't come into VladTV and talk to you about Terrence.
Okay.
But so I don't know if that's true. With the T.I. situation, if he did that, you're a fucking rat too. Because if you doing anything wrong, you doing anything criminal-wise, and you cooperate with law enforcement to get you out of trouble, that means you're cooperating. That means you're a rat.
Our last interview.
But I'm going to tell you like this. When I saw that, I think T.I. fucking lying. I think he went up there and just got to fucking talking. You think something happened at 18 years old, right? You gonna hold how vocal he is. I've been around this. You gonna hold that in all them damn time? All this damn time for 20-something years, you gonna hold that in?
All right, so that's the extent of the clip that we're going to play. What's your thoughts on that particular exchange, man, with Boosie? Because it's like, I'm going to let you go on it first, man, but I want to hear what you got to say on this one.
All right, you got to excuse me because I'm sitting here because it was said on there that a lot of the comments were saying they wanted to talk Boosie better respond to his man T.I., right? We both heard that, right? And the podcast we're talking about is when T.I. spoke on his dead cousin. Now, I don't see nothing about Boosie right now, but we'll go. That's another topic for another day. I don't know if that was kind of... Anyway, what do I think about this, man? First off, I'm going to split it in two ways because Boosie ain't wrong. If you cooperate, no matter what the circumstance is, street terms can deem that as you cooperating with law enforcement, which is ratable offense, right? So I'm not going to argue that. But how long ago did that Crime Stopper shit come out? It's been out for a long time, bro. Well beyond this podcast, I'll tell you that. So 5+, 6+ some odd years. So ain't nobody dumb. People knew that, right? People could look in the case. We had conversations with people that were invested within that case that broke down things that weren't new. People knew what was going on.
Yeah.
Right? Nothing new.
Right.
So because he gets on a podcast and for the sake of entertainment, because it's fucking popular nowadays to rat, he goes and gives his rat experience.
Right.
And now because it's a popular thing, now we hear Boosie absolutely losing his mind and calling him a rat. What I don't like about all this entertainment shit is we don't know what's real and what's fake.
This shit is fake.
Boosie could be clapping him up right after this interview and they don't give a fuck about none of this.
Yeah.
It's all entertainment.
Yeah.
So I don't take none of it serious.
Yeah.
I don't take this rat shit serious no more, even though it is sad what's going on with this YSL situation. Not the fact that, I don't know, another topic for another day. But go ahead.
You know what? See, what messes up, what blows these guys cover. And remember, we had dude on here from This Is 50, Jack. And he said a lot of this stuff is entertainment.
Yep.
What blows these dudes cover is the fact that they are some badass actors. We saw it. You sent me the clip yesterday of the guy.
Yes, sir.
Badass actor. Now, Boosie, they used to say this back in the day. I don't know if they say it now. It's frauding. What I mean by frauding is that you knew about T.I., not only the Crime Stoppers, you knew that T.I. cooperated with authorities when Philint got killed in Cincinnati. His homie. He cooperated. He testified. Portions of it's on the internet. You still gonna do a song with him. You know, he supposedly or a dead snitch on his dead cousin. Now all of a sudden you go sit on a man's platform and now you ain't fucking with T.I. T.I.'s this and T.I.'s now a rat. He wasn't a rat when he cooperated. Because you say anybody who cooperates with authority, you know what I mean, is a snitch. He already did it. But you was going to work with him. You was dealing with him after that. So what's the difference now of him talking about that he snitched on his dead cousin? Now you ain't working with him no more? I mean, how long ago was that when this man got killed in Cincinnati? That was a minute ago.
A minute ago.
Like 2010, 11, something, probably even earlier than that.
Yeah.
So it's just like, like you said, it's fake. It's entertainment. You know, I don't know if T.I. and Boosie's in this together, but obviously he's being paid for the interview. And now what you're starting to see is that instead of people actually putting out music and being hot, they're now hot for takes on the internet, on YouTube, videos and, Instagram clips and TikTok clips. That's the new thing to get people hot. A sound bite. Mm-hmm. You say you're going to kill this person. This person's a rat. This person's this. At the end of the day, like I said, don't be fooled. It's all entertainment. In my opinion, Boosie, you fraud. And you took an opportunity to go onto another man's platform and dog your brother. T.I.'s your brother. You already knew about all this shit. So now all of a sudden now it's, T.I.'s this. Come on, man. You frauding, man. You frauding.
Yeah, and he ain't the only one.
Right.
This shit happens too far and too in between. We seen dude talk about how he was watching Dolomite and all of a sudden realized he had to talk the language of the people and do all this shit. Right. And then all of a sudden he had this character.
Right.
This character is getting sold out paid events everywhere now. It's out here.
Tell them about the profiles that they create for motherfuckers now.
Matter of fact, I don't know if I got the picture, but it was just, I'm hooked up to backstage.com. Anybody would know what that is. It's like auditions and things like that to come out. So it was this resume. They're looking for the next Charleston White.
Damn.
The next. If you want to be a YouTube star and want this, that, and this, they're creating these personalities. His personality is created. Every time we turn around, there's some more theatrics going on. And I don't know whether to blame him or the people that consume him. I'm not blaming anybody. I'm just sitting in between watching the clown show happen as it fucking unfolds because it's unbelievable to me. And I don't want to sit back and go ahead and harp on dude because we're talking about Bootsy in this situation. But it all kind of wraps up when you talk about the entertainment aspect. We are all being fooled, folks. We can't believe anything we watching out here nowadays when it comes to our entertainers and this entertainment shit. This is why try to keep it as authentic as we possibly can in this situation because we looking at the clown show with y'all real time just like y'all. So, oh my goodness. I don't know what to think of it now. It's going to be all over the place. It's going to be in every blog. We're waiting to see what T.I. has to say. I personally don't think he gives two shits about it in real time, but we're going to see on Instagram time what he says about it.
Oh, yeah. I think it's like 50-50 if he actually says something at this point because he's been quiet real late. When the snitching stuff comes out, he kind of goes against it. Yeah, entertainment industry. And the thing about it is, like, just know what it is. Like, you probably going to be entertained by a lot of this stuff. Shit, I'm entertained by a lot of these dudes I watch. And it's good entertainment. Like, but just know that most of this shit is fake. It's fraud. It ain't real. Don't get invested in it like that where you going in on people and doing that. It's just keep it like you watching The Tube. You watching The Cosby Show or Family Matters or one of them or Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Look at it like that.
There's the medicine with the candy right there. Just take it for what it is. It's entertainment. Don't be invested in this shit, man. I want to transition a little bit. I want to talk about our dude, Chris Brown.
Yeah.
One of the baddest entertainers we've seen in our generation, right? We were going into being men when Chris Brown came into this game. So we watched him kind of grow up right in front of us, right? He's turned into one of the biggest entertainers of our generation, but also one of the most hated entertainers of our generation, which is kind of ironic as you look at Michael Jackson, the comparison between the two. They both, at a time, seem to be hated throughout their reign as one of the best entertainers in history. And Chris Brown is damn sure going through his time. And he made a mistake when he was 17. Nobody was ever excusing that mistake that he made when he was 17.
Word.
And he paid a very heavy blow and toll for that mistake that he made. So he does a feature, I believe it's with Chloe Bailey, if I'm not mistaken, and people are on the upward. People are going crazy. I know it was a couple casting characters in particular that got back and forth with him, but he made the comparison to what we see nowadays to what happened with his situation. Paraphrasing what he said, he was talking about how what he did when he was 17 years old is basically carried throughout his life. He's in his 30s now. He still has to pay for what he did as a child and a mistake. Yet the same people that demonize him sit back and get entertained by people like Blueface and Chris Sean rock, beat the shit out of each other on live TV, drink each other, spit, and do the most ridiculous things known to mankind. And not the only two. We see it all the time, and people are entertained by it.
Yeah.
He can't live his life and move forward with his life, but we can be entertained by the very thing that they go ahead and demonize him for. Mm-hmm. So that's one thing. I want to get your thoughts on that. Yes, and then there's a couple other layers to unwrap with our brother Chris Brown.
Well, yeah, real talk. It's hypocrisy at its highest level. at its highest level. And I don't know if like I know the times are a little bit different, but what's the difference in the situation? The only difference in the situation is that Chris Brown's a way bigger star than any of them are right now. I'm not saying where they can go, but Chris Brown is a bigger star, and he's ascended all those years. But she lumped up, Rihanna was lumped up, Chris Brown was gashed. This dude gets gashed. What's the difference in the situation? I think that people have just got so desensitized, to this nonsense that now it's like we looking forward to seeing this shit every day. Look at Love and Hip Hop. Look at these different shows. Look how many women sit down with their daughters or their girlfriends and they watch these shows and they watching, black on black violence at the end of the day. Now, though it be entertainment, that's what you watching. I see chicks on there talking. Next thing you know, they throwing liquor and scratching each other's eyes out and pulling wigs off and shit. It's entertainment, but at a point in time, it becomes toxic. Yeah. To young children and people who now think, okay, this is what we all about. Well, we ain't really just about all this ratchet shit, but these are the programs that get propped up. So I feel Chris Brown on that. He made a big mistake very young, like we all done.
Yeah.
I probably made way more mistakes than one. That was one mistake that he made, putting his hands on a woman that and some people will say he was justified. Some people say he wasn't. That's another topic for another day. But he should be able to move on. No different than somebody who's committed a crime and who's able to be really rehabilitated. He should be able to, have said sorry, made amends with Rihanna because they cool now, and move on, in my opinion. So Chris Brown was 100% spot on. He called out the bullshit. People mad about it.
Another aspect of Chris Brown, I don't know if you've seen it, we were talking about in our pre-production meeting. Chris Brown is out in London, and bro, I think London's a place we got to put on our list of places to go because London looked like a beautiful place. I'll put it like that, right?
Yeah.
So he's out in London, and he's at a show, and fans obviously are everywhere. There's women everywhere, and the promoters are inviting people. I guess they're calling females to come to the party, right?
Right.
So it was this Instagram post of these 4 or 5 young black women, and they're speaking on the promoters not allowing them into the Chris Brown after party. They seem to be grabbing a bunch of white women, right?
Right.
Blogs grabbed that, and they automatically assumed that they said Chris Brown was pointing out the women, and Chris Brown wasn't allowing these women around, right? So I guess that gets back to Chris Brown because the shit got everywhere. Blogs pick it up, it goes crazy. Chris Brown shows a picture of him with a bunch of women around, a lot of black women as well. The women that came on the Instagram post went on and said, no, it wasn't Chris Brown. It was the promoters doing it, not Chris Brown. But people ran with it,
right,
and went crazy about it. Now, I'm not going to argue Chris Brown's love choices and what he prefers and things like that. I know a lot of women were very upset at the way Chris Brown kind of articulated what he feels about his certain type of woman, and that's their gripe, and I ain't getting into that, right? But it seems like people just hate this dude.
Yeah.
No matter what. We just talked about that situation. Now we're talking about another situation where people are mad at the women he chooses. Is it just the Rihanna thing, or is it something deeper to Chris Brown to make people just not like this brother?
Right.
It's something deeper. I feel like I don't know what it is, but it's something deep embedded when it comes to Chris Brown. And yes, I could see this dude making mistakes, and I'm sure he had his demons, but the real notable one was that unfortunate situation almost 18 years ago now, and he has not gotten past that. And it seems crazy to me that is the only thing keeping him back. When we see a bunch of terrible things going with people around this world that we get to see, and they've been able to live their life past it, and this dude seems to not been able to. So, not that he's haven't lost any money, because he seemed to be still living well for himself, but he can't get past this.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? You think it's something deeper, bro?
I think it's just hate for, the success that he had too. Some people may not, but it's like, you really that mad over an incident that happened 18 years ago? You probably got a girlfriend or something that done been through, you know what I mean? And her boyfriend beating her ass and you still cool with him. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. It gotta be something crazy, out there where people just feel like, he's an easy target, maybe because he gets the clicks. I don't know. But it's sad though, because you ain't really hearing nothing about Chris Brown going through anything like this after that. Not even close. As far as, you heard like different allegations and things, but not beating on women.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The sexual stuff is a whole different story. You hear that almost about all these R&B dudes. I mean, at some point, so I don't mean that it's true, but yeah, man, I hope that Chris Brown continues to do the right thing and keep making that great music at the end of the day, man.